We use the debt snowball to pay off our debt, and that's when you pay off the smallest amount of debts and move gradually toward the larger debts.
But what we want to do is show you some things that we did to really add some momentum and get that snowball rolling more quickly and allow it to build up so that it paid off our debt much faster.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where every week we bring you videos on practical frugality.
Let's get right into it. Tip number 1, name your why. Whenever we set a financial goal, we always state the goal very specifically. It's a specific reason for saving the money, the amount of money we're saving, the timeline in which we're going to save that money, but then we add something super important to the end of every single goal. So that's your why. Why do you want to pay off this debt? What is at the other side of paying off that debt? Is it so you can sleep better at night? Is it so that you can fund your children's education fund? Is it so that you can save for retirement? Very important thing to save for. What is at the other end that is super important to you? Write that down and then refer to it, because when you get really tired of paying on that debt, that's what's going to keep you going.
This gives you kind of a money mission, a purpose, and it helps you to stick to it better.
Tip number 2, find one expense and redirect that money. Let us give you some ideas on what this could be. You're going to find one area of your budget. Maybe it is your subscription to cable TV. If you don't have cable TV, maybe you're eating out a little bit here and there through the month. That was our problem, to be perfectly honest. We had to cut out eating out so that we could redirect that money toward paying off our car loans. What is it that you can stop doing or greatly reduce doing so that you have that extra money available to put toward debt?
If you're not sure what expenses to cut and where to find extra money, Hope did a free guide that addresses this, and it's called The Guide to Reducing Expenses. It's entirely free, and we'll leave a link in the description of this video.
Tip number 3, we call this making snow flurry payments. Okay, Larry's going to explain to you, but we want you to keep that word picture in mind because it'll help you remember to do this.
These are small, irregular payments from money that might come in. It's not money that comes in regularly. It comes in at various times. Stuff like rebates, bonuses, gifts, maybe from selling things that you have in your home. So it's not regular income, but it does come in kind of like snowflakes occasionally, and every little bit counts.
We did this a lot. People in the family knew us as the people would help them clean out their attic or the garage or their basement. Hey, we got all this stuff. Do you want it? And almost always our answer was yes, of course we do. We were not afraid to put a little bit of sweat equity into something and clean it up or fix it. And then we would take good pictures of it and resell that baby. We had a garage sale once a year for well over a decade, and people would watch for our signs because we had the really fun garage sale.
We did.
We had our garage all set up in like sections. We had the household section and the holiday section and the appliance section. It was very fun. We had signs I made that hung from the ceiling. We had free coffee. We had fun music. But most importantly, we created a culture where people knew to look for our signs every single year, and they repeatedly came back to our garage sale because we always had all this new stuff that we had acquired from friends and neighbors and family members that allowed us to then have more really interesting, unique, cleaned up, purposeful things to sell to them. And we made over $500 in a one-day sale repeatedly.
And what Hope was just speaking about happens to be our next tip, and that's add a temporary side hustle. And certainly that garage sale was a temporary side hustle. Whenever you get a little side hustle, make sure you're purposely putting that money toward debt so you're making it count for something.
Here's what happens if you don't have a purpose for that side hustle. You'll get that extra money and go, oh my Lord, we have not been out to eat in like 6 weeks.
Time for a Frosty.
It's time for a Frosty from Wendy's. You will go spend that money on something else. So you have to know that that side hustle money is going to go toward paying off debt. Because one of the things we discovered when we were living on a low income and raising kids was the fact that we were debt free was like the golden ticket for us. It allowed us to have choices that other people who made the same kind of money that we made did not have. Here is the fifth thing that you can do. If you're ready to supercharge 1 month, let's just say you're at an impasse and you're like, I need to see some progress. I need to see it in 30 days in order to stay motivated. Do a no spend challenge.
Yes.
We did a lot of no spend challenges. No spend challenge, if you're unfamiliar with them, generally, it's a specific length of time, and your money from the no spend challenge is going toward, once again, a very specific goal. You're going to look at all of your expenses, anything that is discretionary. You could take care of your four walls. Make sure that you have the roof over your head, the food in your stomach, transportation to and from work, and you're going to make sure that all of your basic bills are paid. Anything other than that, that's discretionary. You don't need clothing for 30 days. You don't need to go out to eat for 30 days. You don't need fancy food for 30 days. There are a lot of things you can get by without for 30 days. All of that money, you put it in a special place and you put all of that money toward the debt.
If you're interested in step-by-step instructions, Hope did a workbook on no spend challenges. We'll leave a link in our video description. This next tip was super helpful for me, and that is to rework your monthly budget. This is where you go through and you don't just set it and forget it. You go through it and you actively look for areas that can be adjusted and changed so you can get more money out of that budget.
Tip number 7, apply found money immediately. Did you get some money you absolutely were not expecting to receive that month? Let's just say even that you got a raise. You got a raise.
Yeah.
This is another scenario that's really common with this. All of a sudden people think they have found money because they got a little bit of a raise. Do not take that raise and adjust your lifestyle. That is called lifestyle inflation. Take that extra money, put it toward the debt. Keep spending the level amounts that you have been spending, pay off the debt with it.
This next one is very important to me also. Get a good accountability partner. In my case, it's Hope. She is very good at this. And if I have a question about anything or about spending any money, or do we have money to even spend toward this because we have so many goals in mind, I'll contact her first. But if you need a friend, maybe somebody that's really good with finances, it's a great idea.
I have to say, this is a marriage of equality. We are equal partners.
Yeah.
I know he just said, she tells me whether we have the money or not. He's not asking for permission to spend money. He's asking, is the money in the budget?
Is it available?
I will say that he is far nicer of an accountability partner than I am. If he asks me for money, I'll go, nope, money's not there. And if I ask him for money, he'll go, well, how does spending that money fit in ultimately with our goals for this quarter? Is that money available? And so he's really super nice about it. Ultimately, guys, we do have the discussion and we come down to the same point as to whether we have the money to spend or we don't have the money to spend. But yes, get yourself a good accountability partner.
Stop adding new debt. You have to break that cycle of taking out debt on items. Just remember, if you want an item, take some time, research it, really look into it, and while you're doing that, save up for it. Make sure you have a plan in place in order to budget for that item.
If you're wondering exactly what that process looks like, where we look at our budget every month and find more ways to save money in that budget, even when that budget is super tight, we did a video with 9 steps that show you exactly how we find money even when the budget is tight. We have found money in our budget and wait a minute.
You don't say.
Nope, I apparently do not.